I've always been fascinated by Sydney, and today we're going to explore why it's such a unique place to call home. Picture a city where skyscrapers meet the sea, where ancient cultures blend with modern innovation, and where you can go from boardroom to beach in a matter of minutes. That's Sydney for you, and we're about to dive into what makes this Australian gem tick. Now, you might be thinking, surely Sydney is just another big city with a nice beach. But here's the thing. Sydney's landscape is a unique blend of natural wonders and human ingenuity. The Sydney Opera House, with its sail-like design, isn't just a building. It's a symbol of architectural ambition and creativity. And the Harbour Bridge, well, it's not just a way to cross the water, it's a steel canvas for the city's New Year's fireworks. But Sydney isn't all concrete and steel. The city boasts some of the world's most famous beaches. Bondi, with its crescent of golden sand, is more than just a place to swim. It's a lifestyle. And Manly? Well, it's a ferry ride that feels like a mini vacation, whisking you away to a beach town within the city limits. Let's talk about food because, well, Sydney's culinary scene is a journey in itself. From the aromatic spices of Chinatown to the hipster cafes of Surrey Hills, every bite tells a story of migration and innovation. You can start your day with a flat white, an Australian coffee invention by the way, and end it with a Thai fusion dinner, all within walking distance of each other. But the real flavour of Sydney comes from its neighbourhoods. Newtown, with its street art and vintage shops, feels worlds away from the glitzy eastern suburbs. And then there's Cabramatta, Sydney's little Vietnam, where the pho is as authentic as it gets outside of Hanoi. Each suburb is like a little country with its own culture, its own rhythm, its own, well, everything. Well. Now you might be wondering, what's it actually like to live in Sydney? Well, let me tell you, it's complicated. The public transport system is a web of trains, buses and ferries that somehow manages to be both efficient and infuriating. You haven't lived until you've caught a ferry to work, watching the sunrise over the Opera House. But you also haven't lived until you've been stuck in Sydney traffic, questioning every life decision that led you to this moment. And then there's the cost of living. Sydney's not cheap. Let's not sugarcoat it. Housing prices here could make a Londoner weep. But Sydney-siders have adapted. Share houses are common and many have mastered the art of living large in small spaces. It's a trade-off. You pay for the privilege of waking up in one of the world's most beautiful cities. Consider this. In how many cities can you go from a world-class art gallery to a national park in under an hour? Sydney's natural beauty isn't just in its beaches. It's in the hidden coves of the harbour, the rugged cliffs of the coast, and the eucalyptus-scented air of the Blue Mountains just beyond the city limits. The Royal Botanic Garden isn't just a park. It's a green oasis in the heart of the concrete jungle, where office workers and tourists alike come to breathe. But Sydney truly comes alive during its festivals. The Sydney Festival turns the city into a cultural playground every January. Vivid Sydney lights up the winter nights with spectacular light installations. And let's not forget Mardi Gras, a riot of colour, love and acceptance that embodies Sydney's open, celebratory spirit. These events aren't just entertainment, they're the heartbeat of the city, the moments when Sydney truly shows its soul. So what makes Sydney, well, Sydney? It's not just the landmarks or the beaches or the food, it's the spirit of the place, a unique blend of laid-back and ambitious, of natural beauty and urban sophistication. It's a city that's always changing, always growing, but somehow always feels like home. Whether you're a local or a visitor, Sydney has a way of getting under your skin. And once it does, well, you might just find yourself never wanting to leave.